Bonjour to welcome back to our channel. Today we are taking you to Musée Cognacq-Jay in Paris. So, on y va.
Today we find ourselves in Paris, or more precisely in Le Marais, one of the city's oldest quarters, where history lingers in every stone and shadow. We're here to explore a quiet treasure nestled in its heart, le Musée Cognacq-Jay. Though the museum bears the names of Ernest Cognacq and Louise Jay, the founders of the famous department store empire La Samaritaine, this building was never their home, and that only deepens its mystery. You see, the space we're stepping into is l'Hôtel de Donon, a Renaissance-era hôtel particulier suspended in time.
Built around 1575 by an unknown architect for the general controller of the king's buildings, Médéric de Donon, it is one of the oldest of its kind in Le Marais. To place it in context, this building predates even the Grand Place de Vosges, just a few streets away. The Donon family retained the property until 1636, after which it passed through a lineage of private hands before the city of Paris bought it in 1975. Almost a decade later, in 1984, the city began meticulous restoration works. The roof was severely damaged and the courtyard was occupied by a garage. Restoration works were completed in 1990, with the inauguration of the new Musée Cognacq-Jay being held the same year.
But let's rewind a little to the year 1900, when Cognacq and Jay began their private collection of 18th century French paintings, furniture, and objets d'art. Over 27 years, from 1900 to 1927, the collection grew, and by the year 1928, at the time of Ernest Cognacq's passing, it was bequeathed to the city of Paris as a gift to the public. Despite the museum's spacious layout, it retains a sense of intimacy, as if you are wandering around someone's private, elegantly lived-in home. Without knowing its story, one might easily imagine this was where Ernest and Louise lived, surrounded by the art they so adored. And in a way, that is the museum's goal. It invites visitors to the refined world of 18th century l'art de vivre. Ernest Cognacq was particularly drawn to the Enlightenment period, and his collection is a love letter to that age of intellect and elegance. Among the paintings, here are works by titans: Rembrandt, Fragonard, Boucher, Guardi, and our enduring favorite, Elizabeth Vigée Le Brun. Her portraits do more than flatter, they breathe. They offer empathy as brushstroke, not adornment. Vigée Le Brun painted women as subjects, not ornaments, an audacity and tenderness that transcend her time. Accident by Hubert Robert almost shocks you with a moment of human fragility. A laborer plummets midair from a structure, the chaos framed by Syrian classical ruins. It's theatrical, yes, but also hauntingly still. Yet paintings are only one part of the museum's embrace.
The miniature world comes alive in porcelain figures by Candler, depicting leopards and playful bulldogs. A jewel-like pistolet à parfum feels like a secret kept in gold. And yes, the perfume pistol still works, but please let it rest behind its glass. Step through the rooms and you are enveloped in a complete 18th century atmosphere. The boiseries whisper courtly gossip. The parquet remembers footsteps of powdered shoes. The furniture amplifies the illusion as though this were the secluded retreat of a noble household.
The immersive experience is possible only because the museum is not a gallery placed in a neutral shell, but rather a collection woven into the architecture of l'Hôtel de Donon itself. The building, once in ruin, became a canvas, a blank page restored to speak again. The rooms across its 3 levels unfold like chapters of an intimate novel. Here, beauty doesn't shout, it waits. The decorative arts do not simply complement the collection, they converse with it. Take, for instance, a bed by Georges Jacob, crafted in the Polish style. Its carved wood spirals like a conch, softening the room with curved geometry. It brings to mind another bed, the one that belonged to Louis XVI and comes from the Château de Fontainebleau, but today graces the grand bathroom inside Marie Antoinette's private chambers at Versailles, which we explored in one of our previous episodes. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's worth your time. We will place it in the pinned comment of this video. And if you ever decide to come to Versailles, we highly recommend doing the tour of the private quarters of Marie Antoinette with their guide. It's a must for anyone interested in the Queen and the French court.
Throughout this space, luxury lies in the quietest of objects. Fans painted with scenes, porcelain cups no larger than a sparrow's nest, and snuff boxes that once held the perfume of diplomacy. A little portrait of Napoleon I hangs nonchalantly amongst the others.
On the museum's top floor, you'll find a room with the portraits including those of the royal family, notably by Nattier of Madame Adélaïde and the Queen herself, Marie Leszczynska. One standout among the collection is Diane's Return from Hunting by François Boucher. In it, the goddess Diana reclines with her entourage, all in opulence and languor. The painting is theatrical, yet there is a strange tranquility in its excess. In a city filled with grand statements, le Musée Cognacq-Jay whispers, and the story it tells is one of the intimacy, refinement, and enduring human presence.
Before leaving, we decided to take a pause in the museum's tranquil courtyard, a space that feels removed from the rush of the city. This year, a temporary summer terrace called Au Bonheur du Jour is open for visitors to grab a drink or a snack. And to think that this used to be a garage space.
The waiter just asked me if I need cow milk or almond milk for my coffee. I don't like this visit. It was a nice collection. Apparently the family just has given this collection to the Marais, to Cité. I don't know what Anton thinks about the collection, but to me it was really nice. It was pretty.
I think it's actually really nice of him to ask Sinan whether he wants an almond milk or cow milk. But anyway, I really like this museum and I highly recommend you guys come here. It takes about an hour to go through it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful museum. Most of the time it's free unless there is a temporary exhibition. Today there was no exhibition, so it's just a permanent collection and it takes about an hour. I love that there is a courtyard here, so you can just sit here, have coffee, tea, whatever you want, and it's just lovely. So, thumbs up.
A few steps away from the museum is located the historic library of the city of Paris. This is the thing we love about Le Marais. There is a high chance you might walk into some exceptional architectural complex that you never noticed prior. And today, this library is precisely that. It was our first time visiting this place, so we thought we would check out what's inside.
Here we found the old maps of Paris, with Sinan taking a particular interest into the quarter of Notre-Dame de Paris, as if almost predicting our next move. We learned that this library can be visited during the annual Journée du Patrimoine, Heritage Days in September, so we might have to come back here. I thought that tree was plastic, but apparently it wasn't. It's real. It's natural. So we ended up coming to L'Île Saint-Louis because we decided to pass by Notre Dame, not to film Notre Dame, but to go into the treasury, if it's still open. Hopefully we can go in. Because we've been trying to go there for a long time and we just, honestly, we couldn't be bothered because it was so busy all the time. But today we thought, why not? It's pretty. Pourquoi pas? So we're going. And when it comes to Notre Dame, the spire has been installed, obviously, but the base of the spire is not completed yet. They've started installing the statues that were there before. By the way, you can see them up and close in our episode from the exhibition about Notre Dame from a couple of years ago. Those statues are now being installed at the spire. The towers were supposed to be opened this summer, but they're not opened yet. Maybe because of the construction, I don't know, but they're not open yet. So, but once they open, we'll definitely go there. For now, still under construction, still under, finishing touches, on va dire. And also, the garden that is around it. There is a project that's been approved already. They are planning to change it up a little bit. You can hear the bells. I love it. The treasury, we'll tell you one thing, there were so many people, we didn't go into the treasury, but we'll come back for sure. Instead, because the mass started, so instead we attended the mass, and now the cathedral is closed. And there are people screaming all the time. One more thing, the queue moves super quick. We noticed it today, it was moving so quick, even though it was super long, but it moved so quickly. So if you come here and if you see that the queue is so long, see how it feels, if it moves quickly. We entered in like less than 10 minutes, no?
Yeah, it was quick.
Less than 10 minutes, it was like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that. Anyway, so, look at this, there are people behind us, a ton of people doing the tours and everything. Anyway, we're gonna go home now. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and until the next one, in the meantime, check out our other videos and like, share and subscribe. Au revoir.